Hi everyone, this is Katie from Yara Rose Healing. I'm so excited to be here today to talk to you again. I was feeling so bad after the last video that I hadn't talked about our oldest dog Kenzy's story yet, so I wanted to jump on here today and just tell you a little bit more about Kenzy. I talked about our 3-year-old Ella in podcast episode Unraveling the Veil, episode 16, Embracing Ella. And I talked about our recent additions, Willow and Xavier, in episode 26, More Puppies, The Leap of Faith, More Puppies. And today I just want to tell you Kenzy's story because every single one of our dogs came to us. I want to say spiritual, but some people might just say whatever. But they came to us in the most fun and unique ways. And I feel like they were all spirit led. We all had a soul connection with them, which I think we all do when we pay attention to it. But it's just interesting, and I just didn't want to leave her out, and I wanted to share the story of how our pack and our home came to be what it is today. So my father had a Walker Coonhound mix many years ago, and he loved it so much that when he heard that there was a half Walker Coonhound, half Golden Retriever mix out west a little ways. I can't remember if it was in one of the Dakotas or where it was at, but they decided to go get it. And that's how Hope came into his family. And it was so sweet. He would walk her. I mean, I think it was like January or February. It was the middle of the winter season here. So it was so cute. He'd be out there walking her all dressed up for the cold, and he'd walk her morning and night. And they did more for that dog probably than any other dog. And it was so sweet. But unfortunately, she got impregnated 1 week before she was going to be spayed because the vets don't spay animals until they're 6 months. And one of our neighbor's dogs came up and got her pregnant a week before. So our little Hope, a baby, was having babies herself. And I know my husband and I talked about whether we wanted to have one of the babies or not, if our family was ready to welcome dogs. At that point, our son was terrified of dogs. Every time we would go out to the farm, we'd have to hold him and get him away from the dogs, because if they would come up to him or approach him, he was just terrified. He wasn't used to them. But my husband and I had always had dogs, and we really liked them, and we enjoyed having them, and we kind of missed having them. So we were like, wow, this would be a really great opportunity to welcome one of these dogs where we know both the parents, and also we know their story. We know we can be a part of the whole process, and then our son hopefully can override his fear of dogs. So we talked about it long and hard because they were going to be born in October, which isn't exactly the greatest time to have new pets around Minnesota. But we decided to go for it, and we were gonna get one of her puppies. So fast forward to October, and I get a message from my sister because I had been eagerly waiting for the arrival of the puppies because I love puppies. They're so fun to me. I just love them. So my sister had sent me, I can't remember if she called me or sent me a message where she said the puppies are coming. Hope had, this one or two at that point. And I, of course, rushed home, got my kids from daycare, and I ran out to the farm right away so I could watch and be part of the process. And she had so many babies. And at this point in my life, I can't remember how many, if it was like 10 or 11 or something like that. I can't remember how many she ended up having, but it was a lot for a little puppy herself. And there was just so many, and they just kept coming out. And I remember this one light colored one spot on its forehead came out, and she wasn't getting to it. She wasn't getting it free of the sac. And we were a little concerned because it was sitting there trying to breathe through its nose, and it was breathing the sac in. So we kind of moved it towards her. We didn't want to move it too much and handle it too much where she wouldn't want to take care of it, but we try to move it closer to her so she could clean it and do that the thing that all mothers do. And she just wasn't getting to it. She kept getting to all the other ones that were coming out, but there was just so many, and I think she was just overwhelmed. So I finally made the decision that I was gonna clear the sack off of this puppy. Otherwise, I felt like it might die from suffocation. So I removed the sack myself. And I remember I just had this affinity for this dog. And I was like, yep, this is going to be the one. This is going to be ours. And that was my first introduction to Kenzy. And it was awesome because I was there from the moment she was born. I was there from the moment most of them were born because there's so many of them that went to our family. So it's been fun to see how they matured and grown up and how different they all look, because they all look so different. And just I've done some healing on a couple of them, and their energy and their souls are just so pure and so amazing, as you know most dogs are. But I don't know, I just have a really strong soft spot for them because I think I was there when they came here. So it was just so amazing, and it was so beautiful to be part of the process, and it was fun to be able to go out there every week and have my kids interact with this dog as she went from 0 all the way up to when we brought her home on Thanksgiving. And it was just great. It was a fun experience. We love Kenzy. She's brought so much love and joy and happiness into our life. She is everyone's friend. She's the first dog to go up and greet everyone that comes here, and she will be your best friend forever. She just loves attention. She's easygoing. And it was fun because it was really fun to see how she changed my son from being terrified of dogs to being confident and comfortable. And they would roll around and he'd sit on top of her and she'd lay on him. And it was just so cute and awesome. And we have never regretted getting her. And we have 4 dogs now, as I've said in my previous post. So we have a huge dog family, dog for each person, and each one is unique and each one teaches us so much. And we just love them so very much. They're great. We enjoy having them around. They bring us love and happiness and simplicity and joy, and they're just really fun. I think some people think that if they get a message, it's always going to be this profound message. And the other day, Xavier was sitting on my lap, and he has this habit of just pawing at me when he's sitting on my lap at night. He'll just start, knocking my phone away and getting in my face. And one night, this was like the 4th night in a row that he did this, I was like, well, maybe he's just trying to tell me something. So I tuned into him and I asked him, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Do you need something? Is there something that you need to tell me? And it was the sweetest thing. His soul is just like, I'm just so happy. I just love being here. I just want to play. Thank you so much for bringing me here. This is just so fun. And I was like, oh, wow. Here I thought it was going to be like this huge, long message, but it was simple and it was to the point, and it just reminded you of being in the moment and experiencing that simple joy with them, and dropping your phone and having that connection with them, and how pure and honest and sweet their love is. It was a really simple but profound message that I received, just in general, just to remember, be mindful of the moment that you're in and who you're around, because you never know how long you're going to be there. That was Kenzy's story. I will draw your angel card message for today. See if your angels has any specific number sequence that they are sending you guys on your journeys today. $10-10. It's up to you. Moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, taking action, and unconditional love. How perfect that they send you unconditional love on this message about dogs and their unconditional love. It's time to put those long-cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trust in the process. If you guys see a 10-10 anywhere, remember this message. And then your love affirmation for today from Spirit is Spirit love affirmation we have for everyone today. Every day I choose to send loving, healing energy to the planet. What I do with my mind does make a difference. My mind is a powerful healing tool. You see that? My mind is a powerful healing tool, and every day I choose to send loving, healing energy to the planet. And what I do with my mind does make a difference. Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this message. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to speak with you again soon. Love you so much. Bye.